Are we ready?
Telling terrible stories. Creating a whole new radio experience for you.
You guys had a good Memorial Day.
Motorcycle Madhouse on Spotify and
we're gonna rock this
radio. Gentlemen, the King.
Hail to the King, baby.
Hail, baby. What's up, everyone? Yeah, that's right. Often duplicated, but never replicated. This is Motorcycle Madhouse Insane Throttle Biker News. Yeah, others try to be me, but they can't beat the King. What are you talking about? That's what I'm saying. Anyway, we have a good show today. We're going to go around the world today. We're going to give you some news from Canada, Australia, the United States, and go Poopies, man. Poopies opened up. They defied the Illinois governor. Rock on. And don't forget to pound rock on if you agree. So how'd you guys do this Memorial Day weekend? Yeah, everybody heard I lost my keys. I busted my phone. It was one of them damn weekends, man. Let me tell you. But, replaced the phone. And, now I'm going to go cry at Harley Davidson dealer as they charge me big freaking money because I called the locksmith and they're like way out of line, man. Way out of line here for a key. So they can go twist, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I got to go over to the Harley Davidson dealer. Also, coming up, I think I'm going to be doing a segment, a show, whatever you want to call this, about do you have to be afraid of one percenters? Now, I recently seen a video over on YouTube. I think it was Itchy, man. He did a decent job. He's a motorcycle enthusiast, but he did a decent job of somewhat explaining it. So I'm going to compound on his thoughts and give you guys it the way I think or the way I feel. Because I do know that, and I have to accept, even though I do biker news, there's a lot of stuff you find on the internet is just like god awful. So you got to go out there, kind of like our wizards over there at hotcars.com. We have to correct them. So we'll correct some of the stuff that's going on the net. We also got a wall of shamer, man. I almost said hall of shame, but it's wall of wall of shame. We're going to be doing that later on. So let's get going. Let's rock this sucker. Let's get it going. Let us begin. Oh, here we go. Out of WQAD Channel 8 ABC, Savannah Biker Bar Off is otherwise noted as Poopies. They opened for Memorial Day in violation of Governor Pritzker's stay-at-home order. Yes, they did. Go Poopies! You guys get out there and go back them, man, because, they'll probably go after their liquor license for this stuff because, Fat Boy, he don't like being made to look stupid. He doesn't. So I'll also read you something. This is a beautiful thing that a judge said to this dude. Oh my goodness gracious. Anyway, and that'll be at the end of the show through Hollywood's Final Thoughts. Yes, me, the King. You know what? I need an audience here. That's the only way the King does it. Thanks for watching anyway. Don't forget to subscribe. As hundreds of revelers disregard social distancing guidelines, because last time I checked, we're Americans. The owner of Poopy's Pub says, I'm not trying to be an outlaw. Hundreds of revelers, most on two wheels, have packed the popular biker bar in Savannah this Memorial Day weekend in open violation of Governor J.B. Pritzker, I call him Prick, stay-at-home order. Poopy's Pub opened the gates on Friday and the bikers came from far and near. It's off the wall. The bikers are in full force and supporting us. The owner, Kevin, I ain't even, Kevin, I'm just going to call you Proman, man, because you got a messed up last name. That's what I can tell you about that. Anyway, it's clear that people are dying for a good party, and Poopy's offers everything from live music and an ice cold beer. Quote, "It feels great," said Michael Hamstra, who rode up from Prophetstown, Illinois on his motorcycle. No words to express it, but let's see what this
hundreds of
anchor has to say. You know, mainstream news
have packed a popular biker bar in Savannah, Illinois this Memorial Day weekend.
If you guys haven't gone to Poopy's, you're missing
violating the governor's stay-at-home order right now with this huge bash. I spoke with the owner, and though he's disobeying the order, he says he's not an outlaw. It's new tonight at 10. Poopy's Pub opened the gates, and the bikers came
from
near and far.
It's off the wall. The bikers are in full force and supporting us, so it's great.
Damn straight, man.
It's clear
That's what
that
bikers
people are
do.
dying for a good party.
Oh, it feels great. No words to express it.
A lot of rubs,
Poopy's
but hey, it is what it is.
From live music
got
to
bikes.
ice cold beer.
Eat, drink, have fun.
Just have a good time. With people.
With people, yes.
Not on the menu, social distancing or masks.
If you are worried about it, we don't want you to come here.
Owner Kevin Promenchenko
We're just not.
is suing Governor Pritzker over the stay-at-home order.
I want to see all the bikes here and having to park clear back here in this back parking lot. I think it's great for Poopies, and the governor needs to see this.
A lot of the bikers here see this party as a way to stick it to the governor.
There you go. That's bikers, man. Sticking it to the governor. Oh, JB Prick. Way to go, Poopies. Hey, I'll be out there, probably in a couple weeks. Anyway, let's go up to Canada. You guys are crazy up there, man. You know, you can always tell Canada and Australia, they take crap to the extreme. I gotta tell you. Anyway, Montreal Gazette by Paul Cherry. I wonder if he's ever had his cherry busted. Hey, you know what? I can't judge here. Man who had ties to the Mafia, Hells Angels, was denied parole. Gregory Woolley, a.k.a. Gregory Woolley. Okay, that didn't make not much sense, Montreal Gazette. Oh, you know what? If you ever look at an Australian and even an England article, man, their language is not like us, even though they speak English. It's the way they spell stuff. A man who wielded considerable influence in Montreal's criminal underworld after he became a bridge between the Montreal Mafia and the Hells Angels will remain behind bars for the time being. Gregory Picasso Woolley, 48, was denied both day and full parole by the Parole Board of Canada recently as he continues to serve the 3-year prison sentence he was left with in October 2018 after he pleaded guilty to drug trafficking, conspiracy to traffic in drugs, and gangsterism charge. I guess there's a gangsterism card. It's probably like a gang charge down here by us. His overall sentence was 96 months, but when he pleaded guilty, he had little more than 3 years left to serve after the time he served was factored in. He came to notoriety in Montreal during the 90s when he was first charged with being part of a small group of men accused of murdering a drug dealer that Hells Angels wanted to eliminate. Shortly after his acquittal, he became a member of the Rockers, a Hells Angels support gang that helped the bikers wage war with the rivals between 94 and 2002. You guys don't know about that Quebec biker war. Man, it was something else. The Crown failed to convict him of another murder he was alleged to have carried out during the biker gang war in Quebec, but Woolley eventually pleaded guilty to being part of a general conspiracy to murder rival drug dealers for the Hells Angels. In 2005, he was serving a sentence for that crime at penitentiary in St. Anne-des-Plaines, where he forged a relationship with Vito Rosado and the now deceased Montreal Mafia leader who was awaiting extradition to the United States to face a charge alleging he took part in murders of 3 men in Brooklyn, New York. So, yeah, Montreal Gazette, he was denied parole. If he has 3 years left, 2021, you got that. Stand on your head to do it. Now, let's go over to Australia, and let's talk about some bikies. You know, if you guys don't know what bikie is, it's their term for outlaw biker. Ex-bikie Paul Burgess wins compensation. Oh, he beat something here for unlawful immigration detention by Eugene. A judge has found that a former bikie gang member was put in immigration detention unlawfully. Oh, you imagine that, unlawfully. For almost 2 years, but has only compensated him for 20 minutes of his time in custody. The judgment in favor of Adelaide man Paul Burgess was handed down in federal court yesterday. He came from Australia. He came to Australia from the United Kingdom as a 2-year-old. The federal government first stripped him of permanent residency and detained him in June of 2016 as part of a nationwide push to deport serious criminals who did not hold citizenship. My question is, why didn't you get your citizenship? You know, in the United States, I guess, you know, I'm looking at it from that angle. I don't know how it works in Australia, but you've been there since 2 years old. You think you could have done that by now. Anyway, the federal government, we talked about that. Anyway, the revocation was initially based on his 2-month membership of the Comancheros motorcycle club in 2013. So for 2 months, you want to, deport the guy? Hey, man, they do that to my colonels all the time, man. Hey, I get it, man. Now, wait, I'm going to get all these freaking emails saying, oh, you're being Get out of here, man. Mr. Burgess was convicted of robbery and common assault in 2003 and was sentenced to 15 months in prison. Rock and roll. So he's getting compensated. Good stuff. Let's go on to a real tribute, real quick. I know it's past Memorial Day and stuff, but I wanted, this to really show. Mariners pay tribute on a not so typical Memorial Day. Let's listen for a minute here, see what they have to say.
Day. It's a day to remember those Americans who died for their country. Despite the pandemic, Mariners are making the most of it.
Many great men and women died for this country. Many.
Memorial Day is being recognized a little differently than in years past. Many events across the state.
Boy, if you're on the radio, come check this chick out. She ugly.
Still held to remember the men and women who have made the ultimate sacrifice. In Kennebunkport, members of the American Legion held a brief service at the Veterans Memorial at Dock Square. There was a 21-gun salute in front of the memorial and then on the bridge as part of the demonstration.
Then the boys run through the bikers.
Motorcycle Club met up for a memorial ride that began outside the main military museum. The men and women left here to travel up the highway to Augusta. Despite the pandemic, organizers say they couldn't cancel their events on such an important day.
We needed to do this. To pay
Damn
homage.
right.
And, you take that chance to, come out, get everybody together, and do what we did.
I think people are getting a little cabin fever, so I think
a little bit, a lot, man. Everybody's just going out and saying screw you people. That's what's going on. Anyway, let's get to the wall of shame. Wait till you see this one or hear it over on the radio by Shasha Ray, Thomas Tracy, and Larry McShane out of the Daily News, New York. Oh man, this one ain't good. Off-duty New York PD cop charged with murder for fatally shooting friend in Long Island held in protective custody without bail. I wonder why he's being held in protective custody. A rookie NYPD cop accused of murdering a childhood friend with 5 gunshots from his police-issued 9mm. Not too smart, is he? But who said cops are smart? I didn't. Was ordered held without bail Thursday after prosecutors portrayed the officer as a cold-blooded killer. Well, if he's a cold-blooded killer, what do you got him in protective custody for? Let him go out there and work. Go on, mop, put on some lipstick. You know what I mean. Anyway, there's the picture I wanted to show if you're over on our YouTube or Facebook. There he is, Eric Allen. Yeah, that's him. Yeah, I bet some inmates going to want to get into some of that. Anyway, an attorney representative, Officer Eric Allen, who turned 27 Wednesday, entered a plea of not guilty before prosecutors claimed the off-duty cop freely admitting shooting his buddy Christopher Curro to 3 officers who responded to the fatal May 12th encounter on a suburban Long Island street. Quote, This killing was committed with absolutely no legal justification, charged prosecutor Josh Grandiger of State Attorney General Letha James' office. The evidence is exceptionally strong. The defendant repeatedly shot an unarmed man at close range. Well, this is nothing new with Leo. Nothing new. And he immediately fled the scene like a coward. This is essentially as serious as it gets, Your Honor. According to the prosecutors, Allen spoke with the officers after returning to the crime scene with his father and twice acknowledged firing the fatal gunshot. Well, he wasn't a smart cookie. No wonder he couldn't, wear that badge longer than he did. Allen fled after pulling the trigger 5 times. Yeah, it was just an accident. Never calling 911 or making any attempt to summon help for the lifelong buddy who once hosted him for childhood sleepovers. Ooh, ouch. I know him. He's my friend, Chris. I shot him once in the head, he allegedly told cops. He was arrested Thursday morning shortly before Curl's funeral was held after a 9-day investigation. Well, wait a second here. Wait. Time out. 9 days? Oh, you can bet I'll talk about that in my final thoughts. Curl family attorney Mike Comancheros spoke with the victim's father and stepmother after receiving word that Allen was charged. Quote, obviously the family was relieved after waiting a week. They were very grateful for the work of the detectives. I'd have been pissed. The prosecutors and the attorney general's office says. So, we got our inductee. NYPD police officer Eric Allen, you are now a proud member of the Wall of Shame. Putz. Okay, before I go into my final thoughts, don't forget to visit us on all our social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest. Subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe to all of them. Also, Motorcycle Madhouse's radio show over on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and more. And get your daily news with everything going on in the biker scene at HarleyLiberty.com. Are you kidding me? 9 days? This just shows you why people get pissed at the cops. Now, if it was you or I who just told a bunch of cops that, yeah, I'm the one who fatally shot the dude, you'd be in handcuffs right there and then. Printed, booked, asking for your freaking confession, the whole 9 yards. 9 days. See, I hate the two systems of justice in this country. One for cops and rich people, and then us peons down here. We don't get the same treatment that they do. Unfreaking real. 9 days? Come on, man. If I was the family, I'd be pissed. Anyway, I promised you that I give you some words from what this judge said against Pritzker. And this has to do with our earlier one with Poopy's, how they defied the orders in Illinois. But this one is fantastic. It really is. Before I rule, and this is from Judge McHaney. Now, he was sued, J.B. Prick was sued by somebody downstate. And this is the judge on the case. He actually tried to get it moved to a different county, but the judge wasn't having that. I'm advising everybody in this room, no public outbursts or displays. This court is still in session until you are told otherwise. Since the inception of this insanity, this is coming from a judge now, the following regulations, rules, or consequences have occurred. I won't get COVID if I get an abortion, but I will get COVID if I get a colonoscopy. Selling pot is essential, but selling goods and services at a family-owned business is not. Pot wasn't even legal, and pot dispensaries didn't even exist in this state until 5 months ago, and in that 5 months, they have become essential, but a family-owned business in existence for 5 generations is not. A family of 6 can pile in their car and drive the Carlisle Lake without contacting COVID, but if they all get in the same boat, they will. This guy, he's killing me for a judge. We are told that kids rarely contact the virus and sunlight kills it, but summer youth programs, sports programs are canceled. Now I love how he's doing this to him, man. He's reaming them. 4 people can drive to the golf course and not get COVID, but if they play in a foursome, they will. If I go to Walmart, I won't get COVID, but if I go to church, I will. Murderers released from custody while small business owners are threatened with arrest if they have the audacity to attempt to feed their families. These are just a few examples of rules, regulations, and consequences that are arbitrary, capricious, and completely devoid of anything even remotely approaching common sense. It gets better, guys. States attorneys in this state, county sheriffs, mayors, city councils, and county boards have openly and publicly defied these orders, followed by threats to withhold funding and rectification of necessary license and certifications unless you obey. Our economy is shut down because of a flu virus with a 98% plus survival rate. Doctors and experts say different things weekly. The defendant city models in his opposition. The only thing experts will agree on is that all models are wrong and some are useful. The Centers for Disease Control now says the virus is not easily spread on surfaces. The defendant in this case orders you to stay home and pronounces that if you leave the state, get this, man, get this, he's going off on prick now. Well, he has been the whole time, but wait till you hear this one. You are putting people in danger, but his family members traveled to Florida and Wisconsin because he deems such travel essential. One initial rationale why the rules don't apply to him is that his family farm had animals that needed to be fed. Try selling that argument to farmers who had to slaughter their herds because of disruption in the supply chains. When laws do not apply to those who make them, people are not being governed. They are being ruled. Make no mistake, these executive orders are not laws. They are royal decrees. Illinois citizens are not being governed. Again, they are being ruled. The last time I checked, Illinois citizens are also Americans, and Americans don't get ruled. The last time a monarch tried to rule America, I love this, a shot was fired that was heard around the world. That day led to the birth of a nation governed based upon a document which ensures that on this day, in this, any American courtroom, tyrannical deposition will lose, and liberty, freedom, and the Constitution will win. Oh, you got to give it to him. Oh, I love this guy. Love this judge. Holy cow. But I probably wouldn't want to see him if I was in trouble. Boy, he ripped JB a nice one and kicked him right in the balls. But, Poopies, you did the right thing, man. Bikers leading the way as always. I don't know, man. If they try to go after Poopies, we all need to get together and defend old Poopies, man, because it is one of the best biker bars out there in the Midwest. And you know what? It's about time people start taking a stand. I know it's a dangerous virus with anybody with underlying issues, but for those that don't, hey, I don't know, man. Like the guy said, there's been so many studies, these people are changing left and right depending on which way the political wind goes, and that ain't our country. So you know what, bravo, man, bravo, way to go, man. So that is my final thoughts for today. I really appreciate you guys joining in. Don't forget, if you're over on the radio, get over to YouTube, and likewise get over to the radio, man. MotorcycleMadhouse.com, Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher. Take us with ya. Hey, just don't take me with you if you're getting down on a honey, man. I don't need to be there for that. Hey, give me a break, man. I ain't a freak like most of these cops. And yes, boy, these cops, that wall of shape's pissing them off.
I said goodbye, vamoose, adios, ciao, so long, get your hat jack.
#1 Internet Biker Radio Show is now available on Spotify and all major platforms, including iHeartRadio, iTunes, Stitcher, and more. Don't forget to become a subscriber on any one of these platforms so you can be notified right away when our weekly episode is uploaded so you never miss an episode.
Hi, this is James Hollywood Machikari. Join our YouTube channel and get Motorcycle Madhouse and tons of videos related to the bikers. Join now by subscribing for free and become part of the Throttle today. always free and always entertaining. Don't forget to visit us at www.harleyliberty.com for your daily biker news. Rock on!